Okay, dude.
The true voice
So now we've come to just two white guys on a podcast instead of four white guys on a podcast.
Yeah. Hello, any spillover we might have had from our usual gig in the Beautiful Losers
From our podcast empire, continue to build.
This is the beginning. This is the moment that everybody will point to when they say those guys used to be nice, normal guys, you know, grading on a curve.
And then it was all hubris.
It was all just, this is where they lost it. This is where they lost the plot.
Welcome, dude. Welcome to our
plots.
movie podcast.
What's up, buddy?
Hey, man. Hey, cheers, dude.
Gratitude. Radical gratitude.
Gratitude. Ratatouille. Ratatouille, gratitude.
Gratitude.
Ratatouille, gratitude.
Gratitude. We are fired up about this. We've actually, full transparency.
We've recorded this podcast 80 times.
We have cut at least 3 episodes of this podcast, and they've essentially just been all a labor of love. They're all practice podcasts.
We've done 64 of the other ones and never even thought about it.
You haven't reached levels of honkitude like we've reached until you realize you've done practice podcasts just for the fucking love of the game.
Just to get sharp, dude. Just so that we can finally bring it to the people the right way.
Yeah, exactly.
Welcome to Double Feature.
Welcome to Double Feature.
TJ Nickerson. He does the intro for the Beautiful Losers, so I get to do it for this one.
That's right.
This is TJ Nickerson. I'm Zach Howard. This is Double Feature. And up top, since this is the first episode, can we explain what the concept is? So TJ and I came up with this idea, and it's essentially what would make like a good double feature pairing.
Right.
You know, so like
nothing too crazy.
Yeah, nothing too crazy. Just like if you were gonna rip a movie back to back, if you're gonna do a double feature, what would be like a cool stack of movies? So
look, here's the whole secret. It's 2 guys, two movies.
That's right. 2 cups, 1 poop.
1 guy.
Just one of our poop, and we're not gonna tell you who's.
It's 2 guys, and they both get their own cup.
Oh yeah. But if you could probably guess whose poop it is, honestly.
There's no poop. Except for this. Except this part.
Except for this poop.
Should we bury the lead? Should we go ahead and tell them what our I think, 2 movies are?
Well, hold on. Let's start it from the... I want to say this, too, because I was thinking about... This is a spoilers podcast. I have no desire to keep the plot lines of these movies from you guys. So if you haven't seen these 2 movies before we start talking about them, pause this shit.
They'll be in the title. You can
go watch
absolutely them. This could be more of a companion podcast than it is some sort of... I don't know how you would do a movies podcast and not have spoilers, and...
I see people do it, and it's like, it doesn't make any sense.
It's got to be 11 minutes long.
Yeah, it's like, yo, I thought this was cool, but I can't really get into it.
Like, here's 45 facts about Eric Bana, who's in whatever movie you're doing.
Do you guys remember Eric Bana from The Hulk?
From Australia.
So the 2 movies for this week's episode are X Gon' Give It To Him, The Exorcist 3, and the OG incest film Angel Heart. The OG old boy.
He did not run that introduction of Angel Heart by me, but if he did, I would have signed it off, no problem.
Exorcist 3 and Angel Heart, which are 2 very good movies. Let's start there. I just want to start with how much I love both of these movies.
That's kind of it's sort of the reason that I'm not so disappointed. And I think you're right. We were having this conversation off pod, but I think you were right. I think Angel Heart is one of the practice pod.
It is. We did it like first,
and we might have even tried it with what's the
Fallen.
We did.
I think it was Fallen and Angel Heart, which is crazy.
Which is a fun.
Fallen is basically The Exorcist 3 with Denzel Washington.
Which one day we're gonna do this triple feature because there's another movie that is on my watch list on Prime with Lou Diamond Phillips. What the fuck is it's called? Like,
we keep seeing
first.
Yeah, it doesn't look good.
It looks terrible. But if you were just gonna go in order of like, if you had to choose like worst to first, best, whatever, it'd be an interesting triple feature, especially if you're on any sort of silly substances or something.
Yeah, that's right.
But these 2 movies are fantastic, and if you triple featured them with Fallen, I stand by if, and I think we said this on that practice app, if Fallen had your favorite director directing it, like not yours.
Yeah, just whoever.
Insert your favorite director. If Tarantino's directing it, I don't know why I said directing, like slur it out, but
you're just nervous for this podcast. You're just we don't do a lot of this.
If I never podcast. if Paul Thomas Anderson is directing, if the Coen brothers directed Fallen, whatever.
It's just a movie
it's a fun concept. Denzel's
well executed,
great, and it's like medium executed.
Yeah, so if it was well executed, it would be good. It would be good.
Yeah, so that is definitely. I'm happy for that to be our first official rec.
Stop talking about a movie we don't give a fuck about, dude.
Shut the fuck up, dude. We're having fun.
X gonna give it to you.
What are you in such a hurry to do?
Give it to you. I'm not in a hurry. I just want to talk Exorcist 3, which has become my favorite movie of all time.
It's so good. And you're welcome.
Yeah, crazy. TJ hit me a couple of months ago with like, hey, there's a couple of films you should check out. Psycho 2 and The Exorcist 3, and I about laughed him out of the boardroom.
Well, yeah, somehow we had gotten on horror sequels. You were just like, I never really gave a rip about horror. Like, you've had your seasons with horror, but there was never like...
Well, hold on, that's not true. I like horror in the same way that I like every genre of
anything
movie,
that's good,
which is like, if it's good, I like it. But I never really gotten into the like campy fun.
Right. There's definitely a, like, I talked to this girl for a week and a half who was younger than me and who worked at a bar. Get him. And she was like goth and had the whole thing going on. And she was really fired up on the Terrifier movies. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, this is a different...
Yeah, with the clown.
Yeah, this is a different horror fan.
Yeah.
This is like I like creepy laughing in every scene, and I like I'm not that guy, but I definitely was. I would get excited enough to where, oh, The Omen is good. Okay, well, I'll see The Omen 2 and I'll watch The Omen 3, and I bought the box set of Blu-rays. Okay, that's cool.
See, I'm the kind of person who's like, The Omen is good, and then I watched The Omen, and then I was like, yeah, that was fine, and then I'm like, but it wasn't good enough for me to watch The Omen 2.
You said The Omen is good, and then I watched it, and I was like, "Oh, wait." So you're saying
I'm the kind of person who would watch The Omen, and I think that The Omen is a fine movie. I don't think it's great.
I love it.
I don't think The Omen or The Exorcist, like, they don't do things for me like The Shining does. Like, to me, that's my movie. Right. It's like, that's the creepy I like. It's just the like demon thing has never really done anything for me.
I got the opposite. There was something about possession movies, and there's, like, going back, there's only a handful that are any fucking good. The Rite is really good.
Yeah, sure.
There's a handful that are really, really good and really, really interesting. And, like, obviously Constantine is a movie that off-pod we've talked about plenty, being, like, one of the most consistently fun, rewatchable movies of all time.
Freaky Friday is kind of a possession movie.
To just be possessed by your mom instead of an actual demon. Yeah. But so anyway, we were talking about how you were like, I want to go back and watch some of these horror movies. Halloween's coming up and whatever.
Right.
And like, I've done this and this and this, but I've never really done, like, is it worth it to go and do sequels and do whatever? And it's like...
Well, you also hit me with... You had. I mean, I've been doing this for like a year, kind of going back there and cleaning up some of the hidden gems that I missed. So like
completisting.
Yeah, I had never seen The Fog, which I was like super hard about there after I got done watching that. And there was a couple, like, we've just been sort of one every couple of weeks. I'll come back and be like, all right, I'm ready to watch something else. Like, put something, and The Exorcist, you just would always come back and be like, The Exorcist 3, The Exorcist 3, The Exorcist 3. And
for
I'm
like
serious.
2.5 weeks.
Well, longer than that. Even for 2 years, I think, loosely, you've been like, yeah, anytime I'm like, yo, you got a good movie rec? You'd be like, yeah, this. And if you haven't seen The Exorcist 3. And, I just felt like, I think I'm a little pompous or snobby about movies. I think I can be like a little like of a review nerd and sort of be like, well, this movie doesn't have sort great
a film school dropout.
Yeah,
whatever.
It doesn't have great traction, and so it's like it doesn't do anything for me to watch it. So for the longest time, I was just like, no way, I have no desire to watch the third version of anything that I have. Number one, that I haven't seen the second version of, and number two, that I don't care about the first.
And to your credit, if you don't love The Exorcist, that's already a strike,
right?
And then if all you've ever heard, which is totally justified and true, is The Exorcist 2 maybe one of the shittiest movies sequel, of all time.
It's like you're telling me the third.
It's the third one that you need.
I mean this in full sincerity. The Exorcist 3 is my favorite Exorcist movie. There's a real
of the two
possibility.
Oh, you mean any exorcism?
Any exorcism movie, and there's a real possibility that it might be my favorite horror movie. I love The Shining. The Shining is so good, and I don't think that X3 can dethrone that. But for whatever this, like, it's the next tier down from The Shining for me. The Shining is maybe like a Mount Rushmore movie, so it's tough to be like, yeah, I like The Exorcist 3 more than that.
The only thing going for The Exorcist 3 that I think we've put to the absolute test over the last month and a half is
rewatchability.
It is infinitely more rewatchable. Like, even when I do I'll get in a mood as soon as there's any nip in the air, as soon as there's any cold, I'm like, ooh, it might be Shining time. It's either Shining time or it's the Lord of the Rings time. And so it depends on the mood, but obviously October feels a little bit more Shining.
I love let's talk a little bit about it.
But I've sat down before, and tell me if this is crazy. Okay. I've sat down before and been like, I'm going to watch The Shining. And I might put it on before I go to, and lay down and just fall asleep watching The Shining, because there's a weird comfort if you're a psycho, I guess.
I mean, that's what I do. The Shining and Blade Runner are my go-to fall asleep movies.
But there's also this thing, every once in a while I'll be like, I'll just put on The Shining, and then I'll be like, but it's like 2:45?
Yeah, it's long.
It is long, and it's great. But there's even a couple times where I've been like, I'll watch The Shining, and then to scratch the itch, even if it's sort of a Coke Zero version, and I don't mean this in any detrimental way, but I love Dr. Sleep.
It's good.
But even it is almost a more fun,
Mike Flanagan,
rewatchable. Yeah, shout out to Mike Flanagan. But anyway, without further ado, what I'd like to do first is talk about why we pair these movies. So maybe their similarities and their differences. And we just watched
Angel Heart
last night.
And we watched X3 a week ago.
X has been
and I have watched it probably 40 times.
Yeah.
So I think, we talked about it a little bit last night. I think that these are two movies that they kind of start in a similar way. You know, they're kind of like smoky, back alley, sort of mystery movies that are deeply steeped in like religion and I do think that Angel Heart, these movies take like a break in the middle and become two totally different feeling movies. There's like a parallel for maybe like an hour where these movies feel similar.
Well, right? I mean they're neo-noirs in their own way.
Yep.
With a supernatural and religious iconographical bend.
Whoa! Ew. Iconography, brother.
Yeah, 3 beers deep, trying to pull out the big dogs.
And I think that they have like they both have a kind of a mystery to them in the beginning.
Yeah.
Right, where it's not quite a horror movie. There's no real scare to it. It's more like a cop.
Yeah.
Sort of like
one guy
X3 is a little more procedural.
He's a grizzled detective. Yeah, there's some procedural to it. Whereas Angel Heart does follow like a very typical neo-noir private detective
cigarettes,
thing. Yeah, tons of cigarettes and saxophones. Tons of like shadow play, except for obviously the big difference, and we won't get
so much sweat.
Well, it goes from Harlem to New Orleans, and we won't get into too much detail before we decide which movie we're actually going to talk about first. But yeah, there's some very cool similarities. There's some very cool, like, obviously Exorcist 3 is heavy Catholicism,
Catholic,
whereas Angel Heart's the religious bend in it is a
Pentecostal,
almost 50-50 split of like Pentecostal sort of what do you call it, charismatic
snake
Baptist-y, almost snake handly, almost whatever, with like voodoo and Santeria and like whatever, especially once they get to New Orleans, and fortune tellers and tea leaves and like the whole thing. So they both have some very cool, weird, dark.
Yeah, they touch on things. Religion in a way, both of these movies, that because Blatty was devout Catholic and used a lot of the imagery and the symbolism throughout The Exorcist to sort of talk about the battle between good and evil. And I feel like there's a lot of that kind of thought in this movie too, but Angel Heart, it gets a little more convoluted. I think Blatty's X3 is a little more black and white, which is I think why I like it more.
Good and evil.
Yeah, straight very down like good and evil. I think we should talk Angel Heart since we watched it last night, though.
See, I'm almost on the opposite, where it's like, I don't know. But
let's do X. I love X.
I'm easy. Yeah, let's give it to him. I will
X
say that
gonna give it to him.
Before we get into it, what order would you recommend?
I think that The Exorcist. I would tell somebody to watch The Exorcist 3 first. I think it's interesting. I think The Exorcist 3 is a more enjoyable. Well, I don't know.
And we're going back to back.
Hold on.
We're talking about in a double feature.
Because I actually
disagree with myself.
I disagree with myself. Hold on. I'm running back. I don't like what he said. New thought process. Because I watched Bring Her Back and Weapons the other day.
Right.
And I watched them in that order. Bring Her Back, which is way more intense, sort of like aggressive and serious, and then Weapons, which was way more fun. So maybe I would recommend you watch Angel Heart first, and then
have some fun,
and then have some fun with X3, which is the greatest movie of all time.
so we'll take it backwards. I think I agree with you. By the end of this, I'll be interested to see if either one of us changes our minds.
Okay.
But
so we're going to talk X first.
We are going to talk X3 first.
Okay. I want to start at the very, very tippy top.
X-Men 3.
X-Men 3.
This time it's mutants.
So the movie opens with the typical, it's very like Exorcist-y, you see the stairwell and all that stuff, but that's bullshit. Who cares about any of that stuff? The stuff that I want to talk about is the helicopters in the beginning. So there's like a opening scene and they're like, where are they, Boston? Is that where they are?
No, they're in what do you call it? Georgetown, Washington, D.C.
So you get like a shot of these guys doing the rowing, right? And then it's apparent that they're looking for a small boy. But the scene with the 3 helicopters looks like it's out of Apocalypse Now.
Right.
It makes no sense.
Or just any
movie. Like 3 black helicopters like come down on the lake and then sort of like spread out. It's very weird. And it feels like a very high-budget helicopter scene.
Yeah, and I mean, I have obviously never met, is it William Peter Blatty, personally, but
he's dead.
R.I.P. King. He does seem like he wrote the books. That the first movie. I don't think the second movie is based at all on his novels.
No, they got him out.
He was like, "This is dog shit." But it does seem like he has he on purpose has a thing where he's interested in this idea that in the midst of this like Georgetown, very Catholic, very old neighborhood of DC, it's also just where like they're so close to where the government meets, it's like its own bureaucratic, like evil
Black Hawk
bullshit.
Helicopters,
So,
and then that opens to the young kid being killed, and I'll steal a little from another podcast, but I do think it's fun that one of the key tenets of X3 is that you never really see the violence. So it's just always like someone shows up and they're like, hey, what happened? And they're like, oh man, you should have been here, dude. This guy's head got bone smooth off of his fucking neck. And then they filled his neck up with fucking BBs and then blew his body up. You should have seen it. It was crazy. and then they just keep it moving. It's never shown on camera whatever happened.
No,
it's
what
always
you get instead,
some horrific thing.
Yeah. Instead, what you get is a
Sorry,
something.
I'm doing comedy podcasts on our movie
we're
podcast.
doing it. We're joking around, obviously. But what you get instead, which is something that's not done enough lately anymore, with the trope of just somebody begrudgingly looking under a sheet.
Oh, yeah.
Just
and turning their face away.
Yeah.
George C. Scott, man.
George C. Scott might be the best at that.
I can't.
At going.
Yeah. I can't
believe
that.
Joanna! If you don't know George C. Scott and you're exactly or right around our age, Rescuers Down Under. He is the.
Get me those eggs, Joanna!
What are you doing with my eggs? Hey. Yeah, he's the poacher.
Yep.
He's trying to catch all the animals and he's trying to catch the eagle.
Dude.
The eagle egg.
He's so fucking good in this movie.
Well, he's obviously in plenty of other stuff. He's fantastic.
Yeah. I mean, he's in Doctor Strangelove.
Yeah, of course. Great.
The Changeling and all kinds of great stuff. But in this movie in particular, he plays a very sort of run-down beat cop,
a grizzled
sort of
detective, lieutenant,
and he's this young black kid, he gets killed. They say he gets crucified, and George C. Scott sort of knows him, and I think the next scene they're in the police station. Yeah.
I think it's alluded that George C. Scott's character knows him from like PAL,
Boys and Girls Club,
Boys and Girls Club, or it's like what is PAL is like Friends of Cops, sports leagues, and like whatever.
But then they go to the police station, and this is my favorite scene in the whole movie. It's like it's George C. Scott and the three cops, right?
Yeah.
They're just like talking about the murder and everything, and he's like talking about how he needs an autopsy and all this stuff, and they're all giving him guff, right? And I can't remember exactly, but there's a scene where one of the cops says something, and George C. Scott puts his hand to his forehead and doesn't respond, and then says something randomly, and then one of the cops is like, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "I'm communing with Mars." Sometimes they actually have, they actually answer.
Yeah.
And he's like,
so
where's
good.
the autopsy? And he's like, we're not going to get the autopsy back till tomorrow. And he's like, and then the next day, and then the next day, and then the next day.
He's so good. And I think that same pod you were alluding to earlier, which I can't remember what it's called. Shout
Red out. Letter Media.
That's it.
Yeah. The biggest movie. Shout out the biggest movie podcast.
We're talking about, and I hadn't realized it until they said it, and then was going back and like looking through everybody. And it's crazy because The Exorcist 3 is the third in a horror movie line.
Right.
But one of the things that makes it so incredible is that maybe everybody in this movie might rather be on a stage doing theater.
Yeah, it does sort of come across like a play.
Yeah. It's like if Tennessee Williams directed The Exorcist.
Well, it's always. I mean, the movie is essentially always this tight shot, two-person,
right? And even if it's a wide shot, it's something that's just wide enough that you could fit it on the stage.
Yeah, right, exactly. And it's very much so these characters bouncing off of each other. The greatest line of the movie happens in this scene. So Kinderman, our George C. Scott character, accuses one of the other characters of being racist because he said, what did he say? Fuck, I wish I could remember it. But it's something about Jews. He's like, what do you think about... Oh, he said, I asked him what he thought about rabies. And he said, I love rabies. I love all the synagogues and all the Jews. And then right as Kinderman is walking out the door after sort of this exasperated exchange with all these other police officers, he says, go home to your families. Talk about wops.
It's great.
And then he just shuts the door. Talk about wops. It's so funny.
That's great.
And then he closes the door. And then it's revealed that Kinderman has a beautiful young wife and a 16-year-old daughter or whatever, a young daughter. A young beautiful daughter.
All right, dude.
and we're off and running, dude. We're off to the races, and says, his wife says, "What are you doing today?" And he's like, "Well, I got to go back to work, and then I got to go meet my good buddy, the priest. We celebrate the the anniversary of our good friend Father." Whatever the father from the first movie.
Abraham.
Father Abraham had many sons.
Wow, why can't...
Come on, dude. You got the phone. I don't
Why can't I think of his name?
Not Dwyer, because that's Dyer or whatever is the main. Is our guy.
Dang it, man.
You're so bad at the phone.
Kara.
Yeah, we're so... Oh, you're just in a circle of just...
No. Why wouldn't it just
Father Karras. Father Karras.
Yeah.
So
Damien Karras.
So Kinderman and Dyer go out every year to celebrate Karras's the death of Karras.
Passing,
yeah. And it's funny because they both sort of play it off like they got to go for the sake of the other person. I think that's fun.
I love that.
So Kinderman's like, well, I got to go down, and I got Dyer. Father Dyer gets awfully sad this time of year.
Right.
And then they cut to Father Dyer, and he's having the same conversation. He's like, well, I got to go meet my good friend Kinderman, and get his spirits up as we celebrate. Whatever. Yeah. He's always down in the dumps this day of the year.
And they see It's a Wonderful Life at the movie theater. And I was just talking about this, I think, on our normal podcast.
Shout out Beautiful Losers. That's our regular podcast.
If you're not already hip to it.
If you've somehow made it to this first episode of this podcast.
But I'm a sucker for that as a trope in a movie. If the characters go to a movie theater, especially if there's any of the tactile things about a movie theater where you're waiting in line at the box office, you get up to the box office, you tell them what you want, you go to the counter and get some popcorn, somebody tears your ticket and gives you back the ticket. Like, if there's any of that, which is why Last Action Hero will eventually be on this podcast. You want to be a farmer? Here's a couple of acres.
I don't think we can stress enough, though, but the dialogue in this... all of this, right? There's the original between Kinderman and Dyer about he's got to get lemon drops. Dyer peels off and he's got to go get lemon drops, and he's like, well, between working with the youth, between the marijuana and the lemon drops, I developed an addiction to the smell of lemon drops, so I've got to get them. And then Kinderman rolls up in the beginning in his cop car with the blues and twos on, and they have the carp exchange. The carp exchange is when they go to the restaurant. So they go see the movie.
Yeah. I do love the little... Which, again, this feels like classic, at least neo-noir stuff, if not, this was sort of tropey in a noir, as you would just have lunch in the middle of the day with something and nothing to say, and somebody's chain smoking cigarettes.
That scene right there where they're in the diner, that's the whole movie.
Yeah.
It's in a sort of
microcosm, yeah.
Kinderman and Father Dyer.
Well, it's not even like a diner, right? It's like it's divey and
it's sort of like maybe a New York restaurant. And Larry King is in that scene.
Larry King's in the scene. There's a lot of fun cameos in this movie.
Yeah. And that's like one of the talk about life and death and all this stuff. And then we keep it moving, and man, the whole movie to me is is that dialogue, is all this sort of witty back and forth, is all of George C. Scott. You're right, it's a play. The whole thing is a play. The whole thing feels like an episode of British TV, and it's got this haze over
better dialogue.
No, well, I mean, great, beautiful, great,
like a
British TV.
Some sort of high budget, modern take on Dickens. British TV.
Right. And so anyway, they keep it moving, and they go see a movie, they go get lunch, there's a great exchange with the carp, and then we sort of are getting into it, right? And so the next person up to be killed is the priest at the church. And that's a fun scene too, because I've been using this a lot in our day-to-day dialogue, but So it's like an old lady goes into a confessional and it's like, hello, Father, you know. But the lady says, what does she say? I have a scrupulous conscience, Father.
Yeah, that's true. You've been hitting that a lot.
Scrupulous conscience is crazy.
Yeah, it's fun.
And then there's some screaming and yelling and the father dies.
Yeah.
And then I think at that moment, right, Kinderman comes and we sort of, he checks his hand.
Right.
You know, like that's the great scene you're talking about, where he pulls the sheet off and turns his face, and then looks at his hand and turns his face again, and then we're off and running, right? And he's trying to figure out sort of where things are going. I can't remember if right after that he goes to the hospital. Damn, dude, I've seen this movie 75 times. I was like, I got it. We're fine. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We don't have to recount the whole entire movie.
Sure.
That's enough for sort of the specifics. But this movie has one of the greatest jump scares of all time.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, it has, like, the nurse lady, the crazy nurse lady that he's fighting with all the time. It's not in the file. It is not.
No, one of my favorite lines from the movie is it's right after so eventually we get introduced to the resurrected
Father
no
Karras.
Right, but the not Zodiac Killer, the Gemini
Killer.
So the Gemini Killer, essentially, it's been 15 years since Father Karras died, but it's also been 15 years since they executed the Gemini Killer, who was like the serial killer who had all of these very specific call signs and traits and fucked up stuff that he liked to do and whatever. So they catch the guy, they kill him. All of this happens around the same time as the end of the first Exorcist movie. And now, 15 years later, on this anniversary, this person has recently some person has recently come out of a long coma,
who looks like Father Karras.
Sometimes looks like Father Karras. Sometimes is played by Brad Dourif, which is great. But there's one part where he's interviewing Brad Dourif, who says all this crazy fucked up stuff, and I think that's in that scene is where he describes how he sort of drains all of the blood out of Father Dyer.
Oh, yeah.
Which gives us that great lift up the sheet reveal. And because of whatever he says that pisses George C. Scott off, which again, this room, this scene, the lighting, the whole thing would be an incredible play.
Yeah, it's just two guys. This whole movie is just two guys cutting it up.
But all of that to say, one of my favorite parts of the movie is this nurse who's like an old crotchety kind of nurse in this weird mental part of the hospital. She's always kind of prickly as hell and giving George C. Scott a hard time, and he's prickly as hell too. So you're kind of like watching these two people who are kind of the same, cut from the same cloth, like not be able to get along. And then he punches Brad Dourif in the nose after he says enough stuff about either Father Dyer or Father Karras or whoever to get him to goad him into punching him. And she's bandaging up his hand, and then
he says, "You're a nice lady."
She says, like, "Put some ice on that." And he says, "You seem kind," and she goes, "I'm a bitch." It's one of the best movies of like this movie whose all of this dialogue has like we said, like almost a Tennessee Williams, Mark Twain Dickensian like play quality, bounciness, and him to just be like, "You seem kind," and she's like, "I'm a bitch." It's so good.
Yeah, man.
And it's so needed.
Yeah. So they kill Father Dyer. So we're still, the movie kind of unwinds. He meets. He suspects that these killings are following the shape of the Gemini killings. We meet Brad Dourif. There's some cool stuff where, like you're saying, where he sort of like shape shifts in and out of being Brad Dourif, and we get back and forth. And apparently a lot of that stuff was like added.
Well, that was all reshoots.
Later.
Yeah, it's really interesting because William Peter Blatty originally didn't want anything to do with The Exorcist franchise anymore. He didn't love how Billy Friedkin ended the first movie. So they had all this kind of stuff where stuff's getting changed that he didn't want to get changed. It felt like the end of the first movie is sort of hopeless and dark and shitty, and he's like, no, that's not.
Yeah, he wanted good to win. He was a real Christian about it.
Even though William Friedkin also claims that he's like, no, it's not bad, it's fine. Whatever.
Yeah, Friedkin, whatever.
So then
The Exorcist does rule.
Then they're gonna give him final cut. They want him to do the thing. He wants to call the movie Legion.
There's a version of the movie you can watch on YouTube. I've seen the original cut.
Well, there's going to be, in his version, there's going to be no Father Karras.
Yep.
It's all Brad Dourif.
And no supernatural
exorcism.
Element to the film whatsoever.
No
really.
Obvious supernatural. Which culminates in this sort of like exorcism that they add later. Which it is one of the few cases, and disagree with me if you want, but it's one of the few cases where I do think maybe some of the producers and the studio was right.
Oh, I 100% agree.
I think you're fine if you like. I think it ultimately comes out in the wash whether you want to call this Exorcist 3 or whether you want to call it Legion.
Recording will be stopped. Fuck off.
Fucking what's up, Nathan Lowe, friend of the show. We'll talk to you in a little bit, buddy.
We're back.
We're still fine. But so like none of that matters to me, but I do think if you don't have the final exorcism scene, I think if you don't have the sort of shapeshift, and apparently like Brad Dourif
just answer it and tell him we're podcasting.
Hey, we're podcasting, I'll call you back soon. All right, later. He said, oh shit, sorry, but you so sorry, back on track. I think if you what would suck is you're supposed to. They filmed all of that George C. Scott, Brad Dourif stuff in a different room.
Yeah, in like a totally different feeling room.
It was either the first ones in North Carolina and then they shot the reshoots in L.A. or vice versa.
Here's what I would say. If you took, and I'm sure this could be done, hell, I might do this one day, just for funsies, but if you were to take the final scene of the studio version of The Exorcist 3 and you were to tack that final scene onto the end of Blatty's sort of recut, I don't think you lose much. I think the issue with the end of Blatty's film is he just has George C. Scott show up. Like the climax of the movie is all him getting home to his family, and then he just fucking has Brad or has Blatty show back up.
What's going on?
I'm sorry. Has Kinderman show back up at the hospital and just shoot Brad Dourif in the face. Right. And that's how the movie ends. There's no spectacle to it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
And that's the best part of the movie. The best part of the movie is the end of this movie.
We get this random priest.
Yeah.
Who
it
comes
makes no sense.
Well, it doesn't make no sense. It just, what's very funny to me is it's almost like, it's like there's a trope in tons of movies where you're like, we got to call in a specialist.
Yeah. Well, he does go visit this guy.
Yeah, he goes and visits him. But I'm saying there's plenty of movies where it's like we need a specialist. We need the best. But in this, it's not like there's no big deal made out of it. It's just I think at some point he says this guy has been the Pope's right hand man. Maybe not, and I might be confusing that.
Well, that ending.
But then it's just like the oldest guy with the whitest hair.
And he just slams the fucking door open without touching the door. Like and lightning strikes.
There's almost a part of me, especially this being the third one in a trilogy of horror movies, where you want to be introduced to this guy and he's whipping himself with a cat of nine tails and like doing crazy stuff. He's just like feeding a bird.
Yeah.
And he seems like a sweet old man.
He's just chilling, and then he shows up.
He's got 0 Constantine XP to him or whatever.
This movie rules.
It's so
This
good.
is a 10 out of 10 for me. This is like one of the best, most enjoyable. I love how black and white this movie is. I love that it pays off with this big fucking crescendo at the end. I mean, yeah, there's all kinds of fun stuff. I feel like we're not going to have time to talk the specifics. Sure. We should have kept it vague, and instead of going scene by scene.
Well, you got to get fired up.
Hey, look, we're just doing the best we can, and we'll figure it out as we go. But the Exorcist 3 is
X-Men United,
without a doubt, one of the most underrated movies of all time. I mean, it's so fun. The only way I could see you not liking this movie is if you're Eric Scott. If you're the kind of person who doesn't enjoy
cool, fun, good stuff.
No. The only way I can see you don't like this movie is if it played somehow like it was just too cheesy for you. Like, I don't really understand a negative to this movie. I mean, unless you're like, I don't know, it just sort of is too slow and maybe a little too corny.
Right. I mean, if you're one of those people who will let a small plot hole sink a whole ship, and you wanted to find some umbrage with the fact that the murder weapon is like a reverse spring-loaded garden shear turned into some sort of what is it supposed? It's supposed to be for autopsy, and he uses that to cut people's heads off, and so it's like you pull it out, and then when you let go, it does the work for you. That being a fake thing, but I will say this, because we can't let this movie slide by without me making this point. For whatever reason, when the coroner guy is explaining this weapon to George C. Scott's character, I have no idea. Like, this is so weird to me because I have no idea why he would go, what does that say? And apparently the original murder weapon had gotten lost somehow, which is like, obviously some sort of allusion to these are going to get used again. And so they had to get more, and it has a sticker on it with a date, and he's like, what's that? And he's like, oh, this is a remake of the whatever. It is my birthday. It's 5/17/1990.
It has no relevance. The date has no relevance to the movie.
And he asks. He didn't even need to ask. They could just show these things.
And George C. Scott just goes, oh. Yeah. And then they just keep going.
It's like this movie was made for me, dude. So that didn't help.
All right, give this movie a score. I want you to score this movie on a scale of 1 to 10.
9.1. 9.1.
9.1. Yeah, I love that. I think 9.1, 9.2.
And that's not based off of anything. That's not based off of what I think should have been considered Oscar. That's not based off of anything except for what I need in a movie.
I'll tell you what.
And what I like in a movie, and what I enjoy watching in a movie.
Yeah, there's something to it's a little magic trick here or there, but there's also something nice about a fastball. And this movie is just 99 miles an hour right down the middle. You can do whatever you like with it. It's so good. Yeah. There's not doing anything crazy. There's no big plot twist. There's no.
Yeah, there's no reveal.
There's not really. There's no Angel Heart has like some darker depravities, and we really get into sort of the mix. I mean, this is a movie that just sort of has like good, evil. Evil kills, good saves. Yeah. It's very basic. It's very
keep going. Hold on.
It's very black and white, and it rips. I think a 9.1 does feel good on a movie like this. I think. If you like movies that have a lot of sharp, witty dialogue, you'll like this movie. So, Angel Heart, dude. Me and TJ watched Angel Heart last night, which this is my second viewing of Angel Heart, and
oh wow, just two.
This movie rules too. I mean, this isn't as good of a movie, or maybe like this is a better movie, but it's not as fun to watch.
Yeah, I think that's probably it. Yeah. Directed by Alan Parker.
Which literally we got 10 minutes into this movie, and I go, damn, this movie feels just like Mississippi Burning. Yeah. And he goes, oh, it's the same guy, it's the same director.
So it not only is the same director, but just as a little bit of nerd housekeeping, it's directed by Alan Parker, who's a British guy, who's famous for Pink Floyd's The Wall, Mississippi Burning. And if you've never seen, this was big in our household, and I have no idea why, just because it's essentially about a fictitious band, I think, and anything that was sort of like a band trying their best was a big deal in my house growing up. The Commitments. Did you ever see that?
No.
There's a great scene. If they're an Irish band, and they're just like this bar band in Ireland, and trying their best to like figure out what it means to make it. And I feel like the big song in it is they do their own version of "Take Me to the River." Maybe.
Take me to the river.
No. Take me to the river.
Yeah, I knew.
Okay, you're a fucking idiot, dude. No, but there's a big scene where somebody in one of these bars throws a drink at one of the lady singers. It's like 2 ladies and 2 guys who are the singers, and the drummer gets off the drum set and headbutts the shit out of this guy.
So this guy rules.
Anyway, so
this guy's a good director.
And he's constantly worked with this director of photography, Matt Saracen, who does absolutely, just on this film alone, deserves his flowers.
It's great.
Not only does he deserve his flowers, and I hope it's not the kiss of death that every once in a while somebody will be like, give this man his flowers.
And he's dead.
He is 80-something years old, and the last movie he worked on was in 2021. He was the director of photography for Gunpowder Milkshake, which I never saw, but looked pretty fun. But yeah, they both did Mississippi Burning. They both did Midnight Express. They worked with each other on a bunch of stuff. Dude, I'm telling you, this movie, and I don't think I've watched this movie probably 4 or 5 times now. I don't think I totally noticed how good some of these shots are.
It's so good.
They're crazy good.
It's so good. And Mickey Rourke is great.
Yeah.
And the music is great.
To me, this is far and away, this and is it Year of the Dragon are peak Mickey Rourke. Both of those are. He's doing neo-noir stuff. Year of the Dragon's got plenty more Asian racism. He's hitting some slurs. He's pretty hard.
Well, I don't mean to be crazy, because I think this is going to be a crazy thing to say.
Oh.
But this is probably like as interesting of a noir as anything. Yeah, it's not as good as Chinatown.
I think it stands up to Chinatown.
Yeah, I do too. I don't think it quite is as good as Chinatown, but I mean, like, if what you want out of a noir is to sort of like have that smoky, jazzy, sweaty, and it's compelling. The story is compelling.
I'm due for a Chinatown rewatch.
I just rewatched it. It's good.
I think
even though the guy's a pedophile.
Yeah. Romies?
Yep.
I think this movie is more fun.
That's what I mean. Like, I think that this is like, the plot twist is cool. The religious elements of the film are very interesting. I think that this movie does a lot with its religious stuff, because it never really explains it. Even like, you get, De Niro's character is easy to understand. He's Satan.
Right, his name is Louis Cypher.
Louis Cypher, which I do think it's hilarious that all throughout the movie, Mickey Rourke keeps calling him Cypher. Mr. Cypher. He just keeps getting it wrong.
And he keeps correcting him. At least at first.
He's like, it's Cypher.
Cypher. Which De Niro chose an interesting look for his devil.
Yeah, which is he never has a beard in a movie.
And this one he has like a weird...
It's a gross beard.
It's like... it's like the beard you did for a second when you were like, "Is this cool?" I was like, "No."
It's all bottom.
Mixed with like a musketeer.
Yeah, he's got a ponytail for some reason.
Yeah, it's like a ponytail sometimes, or it's like it's all just pushed
straight back. Yep.
But then we talked about every fingernail is a coke nail. Yeah, they're all just like long and pointed. He
has flamingo nails on both hands, which is weird.
Yeah.
And dude, there's a hard-boiled egg scene.
Deviled egg.
Yeah, you were saying that last night. But it's so uncomfortable to watch.
It's great.
But that's what you were talking about with the photography, the shot. It's such a grotesque. He pulls like a hard-boiled egg
out of like an elevated dish
thing, and then just rolls it on.
Well, he's like cracking it, and then he makes an illusion. He's like in some religion, he doesn't do that. He doesn't
have a deep South accent.
He's like in some religions.
I can't do it, De Niro.
in some religions, they consider the egg allegory for the soul, whatever. Yeah. And he's like, would you like an egg?
I hate chicken. I have a thing with chickens.
I got a thing with chickens. Yeah. And then, he cracks it, and then he rolls it on the plate, which is the best way to get a hard-boiled egg out. And he hits it with the salt.
It's a little ASMR.
Dude, when he bites the egg and goes... And I was like, yo, dude, this guy's the devil. Yeah, but there's a cool thing. Yeah, we definitely won't get as in the weeds with this movie as we did with X3, only to peter out towards the third act. But there's a cool thing, and it happens in that scene. It happens in the scene after Mickey Rourke goes to visit this doctor that's supposed to be looking after the guy that he's supposed to be after, Johnny English, who he's commissioned by Louis Cyphre to find. Did I say Johnny English? I mean, isn't that a
Johnny Famous?
Johnny Favorite.
Favorite
is his name. Johnny Famous would be hilarious. This is Lou Cypher. You're looking for Johnny Famous. He was a popular crooner before the war.
He was a famous guy.
Yeah. So he goes to see this doctor who was supposed to be treating Johnny Favorite, and this guy's apparently got a sweet tooth for opioids through the years of being a doctor, and then he leaves him for a little while to what do you call it, detox and freak out, so he'll tell him the rest of the information, which, by the way, there's a point where I'm like, even me, the audience member, is like, he told you everything he knows.
Yeah.
What are you
I don't understand why he locked him in the room either. I thought the exact same thing.
I was like, that's it. He's being so earnest.
You shook him down. He shows up. He shook him down. He won't tell you anything. He shake him down again, and then he tells you a bunch of stuff, and then he's like, I don't know if you told me everything. But it's like, that's obviously...
I'm going to go get a cheeseburger. Maybe a few hours to cool off will get you remembering or whatever. And then he goes to that diner, sits at a little counter in this like Harlem diner or wherever the fuck he's supposed to be.
I think he's in Harlem, yeah.
I didn't know if the doctor was also supposed to be in Harlem. But it's every time he's at one of these places throughout the movie, it's either just him. Like, there wasn't even a waiter in this diner. There's not a waiter in the little restaurant he meets De Niro in.
That's something that these two movies have in common.
So they're all doing like long shotgun rooms. And in the diner specifically, I was like, oh my God. He's sitting by himself. It starts with like a close-up on his pack of Camels and this little key that he used to lock the doc's room so he couldn't get out and go get his opioids. And then it switches to a camera that's all the way down at the opposite end of the diner and just starts the slowest in to Mickey Rourke's character, and I was like,
I don't know if it's
there's nobody standing there.
I don't know if it's on purpose, but I definitely remember that I thought this the first time I watched the movie on that close shot of the cigarettes. And again, I don't know if this is on purpose, so I may just be telling you something that I feel.
Could be cool.
But it feels like it's daylight. The shot feels like daylight. Like all the supporting light of that shot feels like it should be daylight outside, because you get this sense when he leaves.
But you do get a feeling that it's morning time.
That you don't know how long he's going to be gone.
Right.
And then that shot, for whatever reason, felt like, oh, he's been gone until the morning. And then when you get that long shot, see it's the artificial light from the diner, and it's just dark. It's just still the middle of the night.
I'd have to look at it again with that in mind. But I do.
It was the second time I wrote it down.
I did get the feeling like, oh, it's morning, because I couldn't remember, and then
it's like, no, it's been like an hour. Yeah. He just walked to a diner and got some coffee. And look, this movie has that old boy style plot twist that rips. I mean, Lisa Bonet is,
Jesus Christ,
holy cow, dude! It's not even like a real thing. And she's supposed to be 17 in this movie, which is crazy.
Yeah, that's a little rowdy.
And you were telling me last night that this movie really had to fight. What did you say they cut out of that sex scene?
10 minutes out of the sex
to fight
scene.
An NC-17 rating. Yeah, Angel Heart is good. I mean, it does have that old boy plot twist, which I don't. It's just like, yuck. You know?
Sure. Oh, here's really fast. Here's some more movies that Mr. Michael Saracen also DP'd. I thought these were funny. Harry Potter.
Okay.
And the Sorcerer's Stone.
Nice.
Step Up.
Step Up. I'm on it.
Mercury Rising.
Okay, Merc Rising.
And 2 of the new Planet of the Apes movies, okay. Dawn and War.
Those are good.
But yeah, I mean, obviously this is a spoilers podcast, like we said at the beginning. But yeah, I mean, there's some great...
Spoiler alert, TJ wants to have sex with Lisa Bonet.
Damn, dude. Am I alone in this? Put in the comments if just me.
You, dude.
She's in real life.
She was 20.
She was 20 when they filmed this movie. She would go on later to be Zoe Kravitz's
mom. Next level.
Next level. Are you referencing something?
Yeah, that's Alex Jones, where he's like, President Donald Trump. Next level.
Next level. But yeah, I mean, there's some crazy twists. There's him. He sees her in the woods with what's his name? He's got such a wild name. Toot Sweet. Toot Sweet. Yeah. Who's like this blues musician who was supposed to
being sexy in the woods.
She's like letting a chicken bleed all over and like all this wild voodoo stuff. There's something so cool. I think it's set in the 50s. Early 50s.
Yeah, 53.
So you start in Harlem. You get a little bit of, another shot when he goes out to Coney Island.
To the beach.
And he's on the beach talking to the dude, and it's wide. He's talking to the dude in the beach chair. Who then, I love the random nose guards.
It's so cold, too. It looks cold. He has a jacket on.
It's like, I got a bunch of them.
Mickey Rourke has like on a full-length jacket. And he's talking to a guy in a lawn chair in a bathing suit. Shorts. Yeah, bathing suit and a wife beater.
It's so good.
And it's like overcast. And you can tell it just looks cold wherever they are. Right. And then it's like this guy and his wife, wherever they are on the beach, I mean. This guy's like on the beach and his wife's like in the ocean. It's like...
And he even says, like, she's on this thing where she said the cold water is good for her varicose veins.
Varicose veins, yeah.
And so you can tell when he starts talking to her about, what's her name, that she's, like, freezing. She's, like, turning around to talk to him, and every time a little wave rolls in, she goes,
yeah.
And then talks.
It's just so funny because it's not like...
But then he's like, you should take these little nose guards that clip onto your sunglasses so you don't get a sunburn. Go ahead, I got a bunch of them. Somebody gave me a bunch or whatever. Somebody was moving out and they would get rid of them.
What about the religion in this movie? I watching it again last night, I was again like, what is... Because there's like almost a separate... The more we find out about this sort of Pentecostally religion, the more it's like, well, the leader of this religion is saying he's God. Right? The black guy.
Who?
The black guy in Angel Heart. The black priest leader. The pastor.
Where? Am I crazy? What
are you talking about? The whole movie, there's like a black church and a black guy.
Well, he just keeps
and he keeps talking about he's God, and they have a parade for him.
Oh yeah, the guy they're carrying around on the.
What are you talking? Did you watch this movie?
Yeah, but that guy like feels like.
I'm saying, what is that religion?
Not that guy, but that thing feels like part of the furniture. Where it's just like there is a
that's right. That's what I'm saying.
There is a religious thing in the background in Harlem,
not explained,
and there's sort of a continuation, but not really.
You think it's a cult? Maybe
I don't think so. I think it's just. I think it's probably, if you looked into it, is some sort of commentary on. I mean, Alan, whatever his name is, the director.
David Allan Coe.
David Allan Coe. No, he's a Brit, man. Alan Parker. Is probably, he co-wrote this script. Is probably making some commentary on how America like deifies its pastors and all this stuff.
Sure.
And I don't know.
Well, because I thought it was interesting that when he meets with Lou again, that not only does Lou meet with him at the cult sort of like weird church, but he's willing to meet with him at the Catholic church.
Right.
I thought that was interesting.
That's a very interesting part of the thing, where it's like a lot of times in a movie like this, where you have the devil, he doesn't want to go into the church. He don't want to go to the church,
right.
But he's
all over.
They play the opposite, where Mickey Rourke Harry Angel keeps swearing.
Yeah,
and he keeps
being uncomfortable in the church.
He keeps going, watch your mouth.
Yeah, this is a church.
Yeah, which is very funny. And I think he even said, he's like, I don't give a fuck if this is a church. Churches give me the heebie-jeebies.
Yeah, right. That's what so Harry's uncomfortable in the church.
Whereas Satan loves it. Which, I feel like, feels like a commentary.
Yeah, right.
On...
Yeah, this movie rips.
It's so good.
And obviously the great plot twist, so like Harry Angel is Johnny favorite.
Right.
And that's the big, he sold his soul to the devil.
For fame.
And then he got none of it.
And Harry, well, he did.
He went to war.
Harry Angel is this big, like, atheist. He keeps saying, people are like, are you an atheist? And he's like, yeah, I'm from Brooklyn. He just says, I'm from Brooklyn.
An atheist, like, bro.
So he keeps doing that, and then you come to find out that when he was Johnny Favorite, he's like he's huge into black magic, and he's huge into all this stuff. And, dude, I mean, like, there is so, and I think I need to look and see who directed Year of the Dragon, because there's something about capturing these parts of these moments in time, even though they're not right. It's not like this movie was made in the 50s. No, they're made in the 80s. But whatever was done to make these grand set pieces, and obviously there were plenty of parts of New Orleans in 86 or 87 whenever they were shooting this, that, I mean, there are parts of New Orleans now that look exactly the same as they did in the 30s, which is kind of the magic of New Orleans. And there might be parts of Harlem. I haven't spent a ton of time in Harlem, but yeah, I mean, there's something about they both of those movies, which again would make a fun Mickey Rourke double feature, that just look so like they feel like a fucking time machine. And so whether you're in Harlem, whether you're in New Orleans proper, whether you're in
Chinatown does a great job.
Chinatown's great. Whether you're in the boonies outside of New Orleans where you find Lisa Bonet and all the chickens and all this stuff, it's like, this is a different country. This is crazy. And they have all these people who sound legit Creole.
Oh yeah,
it's so good, dude.
It's a great movie, and the plot twist rips. The sex scene at the end is crazy,
insane.
And I think that the way that this movie ends might be one of my favorite endings ever.
Really?
I like it.
It's really good.
That he just gets in the elevator and goes down.
Yeah.
That's it, like straight to hell, big dog, you know.
Well, and before that, he just keeps, you have the like, I know who I am. And then you have the cop who's like, why'd you come back?
It's a good movie.
It's so good, man.
It's a good movie. Mickey Rourke is as good as he could be.
You're gonna burn for this, Angel.
I don't really love De Niro. Like, I'm never like I love De Niro, but I think he plays it great. He plays it great. I mean, it's got a little bit of that.
He might be the worst part of the movie for me.
Oh, really?
And that, that is saying something. Lisa Bonet, wow, peak Mickey Rourke.
I think my least favorite part of this movie is them making Lisa Bonet Mickey Rourke's daughter.
Well,
that's my least favorite part.
That makes me feel yucky.
Is every time I'm like, oh man, it's the same reason I don't watch Old Boy.
Right?
Like,
sure.
It's it works as a plot twist. It's just yucky.
Well, here's what I'm interested in. This movie comes out 87, 88?
Something like that.
Who's better as the devil than De Niro? I'm nitpicking pretty hard.
Easy money.
Because I do love De Niro's
Pacino.
De Niro's an Aiden. No.
Devil's Advocate.
Devil's Advocate Pacino.
I love Devil's Advocate.
I'm the devil.
It's me, the devil, cocksucker. I like Devil's Advocate. I think that's my favorite. That's my favorite.
That's your
devil.
favorite devil on screen?
What are my options? On-screen devil.
I mean, I keep bringing up Constantine, but what's his name from...
Nah, I don't like him.
You're crazy.
I like, what's her face, who played Michael.
Come again? From Bedazzled?
from Doctor Strange. What's her name? She looks like an alien. She played.
Oh, you're talking Tilda Swinton.
Tilda Swinton. She's really the villain.
Gabriel.
Sorry, not Michael. But she's really the villain of Constantine. She's like the big devil helping. Was just there at the end. I don't count that. No, give me another devil.
I'm just saying, like, I think what's his name? Gary Oldman's too young at this point.
Who did Gary Oldman? When did he play the devil?
I'm not saying he's the devil. I'm saying.
Oh, you're saying give me a better devil than De Niro.
If you're gonna recast De Niro's character, yeah, my bad. I should have been more clear. I thought you meant
who was the best on-screen devil.
No. I'm saying. I'm sure we could make a list of that, and that could be fun. Put in the comments.
I think Paul Dano could be fun.
But I'm saying let go.
I'm doing it.
No, you're not.
I'm recasting the devil.
First off, motherfucker.
I'd like to see Paul Dano as the devil.
He would have been 4 years old.
Oh, it has to be in 88.
That's what I'm saying. Okay. Yeah.
Harrison Ford.
You know who rules.
You're just leading me to the answer that you want to
No,
go ahead.
I'm trying to think in real time. Okay, Stop accusing me of stuff, devil. Get behind me, Satan. Just passed away. Oh my God. He's our guy.
Bill Paxton.
No.
Oh, that is our guy.
Oh, Gene Hackman.
Gene Hackman could have been.
Jesus. If Gene Hackman plays the devil in this movie.
That's a missed opportunity because Gene Hackman is in Mississippi Burning.
Right.
It's a missed opportunity.
Now, the other way you could go in this movie...
I would have liked to see Willem Dafoe as the devil. Could have been fun,
but again, too. I think a little young. Here's... this goes against the trope of what he's done before, but I think age-wise could have been played right, and I think you get an interesting thing having a black devil in this New Orleans setting, in the Harlem, New Orleans setting. You get Morgan Freeman. A Morgan Freeman.
But in '88, Morgan Freeman is like nothing.
What do you mean?
He's like not a real actor.
No, he's fucking...
I think he's like an extra. I think like Driving Miss Daisy.
But again,
when did that come out? That's like the first thing he
even
really
if you have a relative unknown, I imagine you go back to the politics.
De Niro is a weird choice.
It's a strange choice, but also it makes...
Mickey Rourke is a strange choice for the lead.
For Harry Angel?
Yeah.
What if you had Clint
Eastwood as the devil?
I don't think it works, but...
Yeah, he's more of like a guy.
He's more of a guy. Well, Morgan Freeman's more of a guy. I'm saying you get to choose. Yeah, but
Morgan Freeman is like an actor.
So, yeah.
If I get to choose...
Driving Miss Daisy is 89.
I would take Jack Nicholson in 88 as the devil.
That is cool.
If I get to choose. If I can have whoever I want.
I'm trying to think of... I want to find one that you wouldn't suspect, but that would kind of rule. Paul Newman is the devil. It's crazy.
Paul Newman would be weird.
Like just somebody who never would have played the devil.
Well, I mean, De Niro. I mean, there's no reason for De Niro to be the devil in this movie. It makes no sense.
I mean, makes no sense. He's just when's Raging Bull? 84?
Yeah,
85?
I mean, like, I think it makes sense for where he's at in his career.
Before.
Like in terms of like him being at the height of his career in the the late 80s, and then sort of taking a artsier, riskier film. That makes sense to me. What doesn't make sense is the casting director being like, "All right, I gotta cast the devil."
Well, I think it makes
Robert De Niro is my guy
in terms of green lighting. Obviously, if you can get De Niro,
some actors, right?
You can get De Niro on board to be the devil. You're greenlit. You're like, and not only are you greenlit,
Bruce Willis as the devil could have been weird.
Your budget doubles.
What would have been the worst devil? John Cusack?
Cusack is the devil. That could be.
In 1988, what's the worst possible devil?
He's fresh off of like Pretty in Pink.
Who's the guy who played in Dennis the Menace? The guy who played the old man.
Oh. Why can't I can't even see his face.
Yeah, but you know who I'm talking about. Dennis the motherfucking Menace. That guy would be funny as the...
Walter Matthau.
Walter Matthau as the devil, bro. Walter Matthau as the devil.
Put in the comments who's the best
devil, who's the worst
devil, and who's Who would you recast in this movie? Date and time or timing specific?
Who would be the worst?
Who would be the worst? That would be hilarious.
Oh my god.
Anyway,
all right. I think we did it. Double feature.
Feature episode.
We'll figure it out. You know, we were maybe too specific in the beginning, and it got a little more fun towards the end. But we'll figure it out. And you guys watch the movies. I'll just put them in the name. It'll just be double feature episode 1, Angel Heart, and Exorcist 3. So you'll know to watch the movie. And if you don't care to watch the movies and you just want to hear me and TJ talk, you can do that too.
That's totally fine.
If you want to send us money, which is something that some people are trying to do right now, I hope when I get off this podcast that maybe a horny homosexual will send you $40. You can hit us up. I'll put our Venmos in the description. Hey, roll tide. Be good, everybody.
Right. You seem kind.
Rewind.
I'm a bitch. You fucking idiot.
Yeah. One more time. Do it again.
You seem kind.
I'm a bitch.